Imagine this. What if you could turn all those hours of academic admin into just minutes of creative, impactful work? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into some new AI tools from Google that could literally change your entire workflow. So let's get right into it.
If you're an educator, I bet this feels familiar. You're constantly juggling, right? You've got curriculum design, creating new course content, grading assessments, all while trying to squeeze in time for your own research. It's a pretty overwhelming balancing act.
But what if you had an assistant, a really powerful one? I'm not talking about another complicated piece of tech you have to spend weeks learning. No, think of this as a co-pilot, designed specifically to help with those exact tasks and give you your time back.
Okay, so let's meet the team. We're going to focus on two main tools today, Gemini and NotebookLM. And the great thing is, they're already integrated into university Google Workspace accounts. Just think of them as two specialists on your team. One is this kind of boundless, creative explorer, and the other is a super focused, meticulous analyst. Let me show you how they work together.
So here's the key difference, and it's really important. Gemini is your creative explorer. It looks at the entire internet for ideas, text, images, you name it. NotebookLM, though, is your focused analyst. It's grounded, which is just a fancy way of saying it only uses the specific documents you give it. This is what makes it so powerful for digging deep into your own course materials without getting distracted.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, especially when you're dealing with sensitive research or student data. Privacy. This is crucial. With these university accounts, Google is very clear. They will not use your data to train their models, and there are no human eyes looking at your work. That's a huge distinction from a lot of other AI tools out there.
Okay, so we've got this foundation of privacy and power. Let's actually put these tools to work. First up, we're going to tackle one of the biggest time sinks for any academic, designing a brand new curriculum from scratch.
And check out how powerful this is. It's a simple 4-step process. You just give Gemini a prompt asking for a syllabus on your topic. The AI then goes into what's called deep research mode, and it starts scanning syllabi from top universities all over the world. A few minutes later, bam, it generates a full 14-week plan, and with one click, you export it right into a Google Doc for you to fine-tune.
All right, you've got your curriculum. Awesome. Now what about the actual course content? This is where our focused analyst, NotebookLM, just absolutely shines. It can take one single piece of material and basically multiply its value like crazy.
And all you need is one solid starting point. So for example, you could grab a free peer-reviewed textbook from a great resource like OpenStax. That way, you're not worrying about copyright, and you know you've got a reliable, factual knowledge base to work from.
Now from that one textbook, NotebookLM becomes a content-making machine. It can whip up video overview scripts for each chapter, create entire podcasts, even in different languages, write up clean chapter summaries, and build these really cool interactive mind maps.
But it's not just making content for you. Think about your students. It can generate a full glossary of all the key terms, create interactive flashcards for them to study with, and even build automated quizzes with detailed explanations for the answers. You're not just saving time, you're building a whole learning ecosystem from one single document. It's amazing.
Okay, this next feature is a total game changer for student support. What if you could give every single student in your course their own personal tutor? Well, you can, using a feature in Gemini called Gems.
So what on earth is a gem? It's basically a custom AI that you build yourself. You feed it your specific course materials, your textbook, your lecture notes, your syllabus, all of it. And by doing that, you create an AI expert that knows your course inside and out. You are in total control of what it knows.
And here's the magic. You can share that gem right inside your Google Classroom. All of a sudden, every student has a 24/7 AI tutor that can answer their questions based only on the stuff you provided. That means the advice they get is always going to be accurate and relevant to your course.
So far, we've been focused on creating stuff. Now let's pivot to the really high-level tasks, like analysis and research. This is where your AI copilot stops just making you faster and starts helping you work a whole lot smarter.
Just take student feedback. Before, if you had 500 open-ended comments, you were looking at hours, maybe days of manual coding. With Gemini, you get instant categorization. Trying to find the key themes used to be this really subjective, time-consuming chore. Now you get an objective summary with the AI's rationale. It's a huge leap.
And what about one of the biggest pressures in the academic world? Getting your research published. Well, this is where your AI co-pilot can actually become a strategic partner. You can literally give Gemini a link to a high-impact journal you're targeting and ask it to analyze the research trends over the past few years. It'll come back and pinpoint emerging gaps in the research, and then, get this, it'll propose a new research topic that fits perfectly, even drafting an abstract and a rationale. This can seriously boost your chances of getting published.
But, and this is so important, with all this incredible power comes a huge responsibility. This quote from the workshop where this material came from says it all. Every single result the AI gives you has to be evaluated by a human.
So here's the bottom line. This is a co-pilot, not an autopilot. These tools are here to assist you, to supercharge your work, to accelerate what you do, not to replace your expertise. Your critical judgment, your human evaluation, that is and always will be the most important part of this whole process.
Which brings us right to the end. After seeing everything that's possible, from building a syllabus in minutes to crafting a publication strategy, what's the very first thing you'd ask your new AI co-pilot to do? Thanks for tuning into this explainer.